Hi everyone, I'm here today to show you Estetica Winter in the color RM8/26H, which is a golden brown with golden blonde highlights. Very pretty color. I've never seen this color before, so I'm really excited about this color. And I want to thank Wig Studio One for sending me this wig for review because I had a winter and I fried my winter by opening up the oven after just one wear. So I have been wanting to really get a chance to try and wear winter since last year. So I'm really excited. Thank you, Wig Studio One. If you guys aren't familiar with Wig Studio One, they are an online retailer and also have a Facebook group called Wig Studio One Wiggin Topper Support Group. I'll have more information in the description, but I highly recommend them. And if you go to wigstudio1.com and use the code BEAUTIFULYOU, you can get 30% off winter. All right, let's talk about winter. I'm going to talk about this color first. I'm going to give you a look of this color in my natural bathroom lighting as well as with my ring light on. That way you can see how lighting impacts the color. I'll also get outside for you guys with this one, and I did do an out of the box so you can see what she looked like straight out of the box. All I've done to her so far is spray her very well with water, shake her out, and really kind of wake the fibers up. I did show you all of that in the out of the box. And I will do a little bit of styling with product in this video. So if you want to see all of that, just stick around. All right, so let's look at the color first. I'm grabbing my ring light on off button. So first of all, here is the color just in my natural bathroom lighting, which I think is very good lighting. I've got 4 globe bulbs on either side of me right now up above the mirror, and it's a very warm light, so colors tend to look warmer in my videos in the bathroom, which is why I go outside. You know, and that's realistic because that's what happens with wigs in real life. The color looks just slightly different inside versus outside. So I think it's good to see that. All right, so you can see it's got this gold, it's very golden, very warm. It has this golden brown, and then it's got blonde highlights, and you can see some of these blonde highlights throughout. So it's definitely a highlighted color, very dynamic. All right, let me turn my ring light on for you guys. I always do that. I mean to change the light. Okay, here's the brightest white light setting on my ring light. So I have 3 settings. I will show you 2 because the third is a blue and it's just not helpful. So this is the brightest white. It's probably more like outdoor lighting if my phone will cooperate and not try to adjust. So you can see when I use the brightest white setting on my ring light, I'm going to make sure, sorry guys, you're going to see my finger, make sure the focus is okay. I haven't bought a super expensive, I use my phone, so I think it's a good quality, but there's adjusting that needs to be done. I think this actually removes a little bit of the warmth from my bathroom lighting when I use this setting. So you know, it's something to keep in mind when you watch reviews by people. You never know what they're using for lighting. Okay, so I'm going to switch it now to this setting that's warmer. I believe this one that I have on right now is more realistic for indoor lighting. And so it's basically the same warmth as my globe lights. It's just a little bit brighter and it's more direct on me as opposed to above me, which I think can be helpful. So here you go with that lighting. So pretty. You know, I watch these videos back and I try to get a sense of whether or not I think the color is realistic. I do think my bathroom pulls colors pretty realistic for indoor settings. Keep in mind, your monitor will impact that. So it's always hard to tell color. It's going to kind of be a gamble until you see a color in person, and that's just the way it is. So let me show you winter all around. I also look back to make sure that my phone hasn't adjusted the lighting because it can't see my face. Those of you who've been with me a long time, you know all this. But I get new subscribers and I don't want you to wonder why I'm being so weird. So you can see the back here, it's very it's kind of stacked and it's very short. So keep that in mind. If you don't like really short napes, this isn't a super short nape. And definitely, I think if you've got a longer hairline, this nape is good because it's a little bit longer. It's going to cover a longer hairline. Something like an Ignite by John Renault has a super short nape, and that can be an issue for people with longer hairlines. They have to almost shave a little bit of their bio hair so that it doesn't show. That's not an issue with this winter, in my opinion. I don't think most people aren't going to have a hairline that's an issue. It's just a comfort level. I will say in the summer or in the winter, if you wear scarves or turtlenecks, this is such a good length because you're not going to get the friction and the rubbing that you would get with longer wigs. And then in the summer, it just keeps the hair off your neck, which can be so much cooler. When I bought Winter a year ago, I did buy her because I really, really wanted to try her for summer. And I just didn't get a chance to wear her because I wasn't careful around the oven. So now I really am going to get a chance to wear her this summer because I am going to be careful, and I will report back on how she wears. So something I noticed about Winter is the curl pattern can really vary from wig to wig. Some are quite a bit curly, a lot curlier, and some are straighter and some are messier. What I did with Winter is, like I said, I sprayed her very, very well with water. I got her really wet. And then I shook her out and I really scrunched upside down. I scrunched her and then I hung her on my towel rack. One of the things I wish Winter had a little bit more of is body and volume up here because she's got so much curl and texture. She's very flat on top, and I think that, for my personal preference, of course, is tough for me. I would like a little more volume up here. She doesn't have a ton of permatease. So my girls out there who don't love permatease, really minimal. It's not poofy. It's not pillowy. It's ever so slightly crimpy fibers at the cap that I think most curly wigs have. It's a non-issue in my opinion for people who don't like permatease. There's a little bit of permatease at the crown right here to give it a little bit of that crown lift, which I think we really need and we want overall, but she's not poofy. Where she's poofy is kind of all the texture and all the curl. So for women who don't like poof here, they'd rather have it here or down lower, because let's kind of be honest about this here. If you've got a rounder face, like I do, poof out here accentuates that a little bit. So overall, this kind of style typically isn't my cup of tea because of that. I just really love Winter a lot though, and I'm going to turn this ring light off now that you've had a chance to look at me with the ring light, because it's hard to look at you. I love this style so much. I'm going to overlook the fact that I think it's not the most flattering style on me, because my round face, my long face, everything about this style accentuates the two things that I don't really want accentuated. So as you're watching this, keep that in mind. I still love her though, and I don't care. I'm just gonna wear whatever. She does have a lace front, and her lace front, I think I pulled it back a little bit. Her lace front is awesome. So good. I love this lace front. Part of it could have to do with how the highlighting is placed, because if you got a number 2 or a 4, you might see a little bit of knotting there, but Estetica does a really good job with their lace fronts overall, and so I think that's fine. She does have a mono part. It's very dense, and it's really hard to see that mono part. So I would say that if you really like to show that part, maybe you like to put silicone, like scar tape on it, or I've got fibers in my eyes, makeup on it, you're gonna need to do some plucking likely to be able to see that part. So if a visible part line is important to you, keep that in mind. Let's just talk about the cap. And then I'll do just a little bit of styling for you guys, because I think Winter has some good potential for that. So we've got, like I said, the lace front, and the lace front goes kind of, on this side, it kind of goes over all the way to the ear tab. So it gives you just a little bit of that extra lace front if you want to pull it up. And then, so it's ear tab to ear tab essentially. Estetica caps tend to be kind of basic and bare bones, even with these mono features. So their ear tabs are not velvet or moleskin. They're just kind of there. They're open ear tabs. They do have a lot of hair sewn into them, which is good. It really kind of disguises the ear tabs and maybe protects from seeing a little bit of your bio hair if that's ever an issue for you. Also, they usually have kind of a little narrower extended nape, but it's open. So some of and that's typical for Estetica. And I would just say it does contribute to it keeping you cooler. And so keep that in mind. And then Estetica has these hook adjusters. And I will tell you, I am struggling with these. This one will not stay in. I've tried, I've hooked it, I've twisted it and hooked it. I can't get that adjuster to stay in. So, you know, I think that if you're gonna need to adjust this cap, you might need to be creative and sew something if you're having that trouble. The ultimate best cap adjuster is the Velcro. And the worst, in my opinion, are the bra strap. These are kind of in between, and sometimes they work great and I don't have issues with them, and sometimes I have issues with them, like with this one. You might get one and it's not an issue, so I'm just telling you guys what I'm dealing with this one. It's minimal though for this cute style. I think I'll just figure out a way to make it, to handle it. Something else about Estetica. You know, they're known for their caps to run a little generous, and I do have just a tiny bit of extra cap up here. I feel like this cap is running a little smaller than some of my other Estetica wigs. I just recently read someone's on a post say that they heard that some newer Estetica caps are running smaller. I don't know if that's the case or not. I would say this one fits me really, really comfortably, and I am 22-inch circumference, and I'm very, very petite over the top of my head, and it's just fitting me really good. So average large, if you're used to having good fit with Estetica, I feel as though this one runs just a tad smaller than typical. So, I mean, I don't know. That's just my kind of 2 cents. It's such a personal preference though, and perception. It's so hard to talk about cap fit because there's so many variables. All right, so let's talk about styling real quick so I can wrap this up. I think that this is the perfect wig to use styling cream and styling products with. So I have lots of stuff that I like a lot. I like John Renault Peace Out Cream, but for this, when I'm trying to get more curl, I am thinking this Envy Beauty Balm is gonna be really good. It's getting old. Or this Brandywine Mousse, which I like to use a lot on curly wigs, but I also like to use it a lot when I've got lots of flyaways that I want to tame. So I just put some in my hands, and then I just kind of get in there with it, and I just scrunch. If you really want to kind of amp up the curl, you know, I think scrunching is going to do a lot for you. And then I just get my hands wet a little bit in the sink, and then I just go back over it. And I want to kind of make sure that I'm not creating a ton of flyaways up here by doing all that. Although that's realistic. Look around, ladies. You will see women with huge amounts of flyaways. We always think our wigs give us away with flyaways. Not so much. Not from my observation. And then you just scrunch it up and then just kind of let it dry. It'll dry just like this. And then you've been able to sort of amp up that curl if that's what you want. And I think in a piece like this, a lot of women are getting it because they want that. Another thing I think is so cute with this style, and what I think I will do a lot with it because of how I wish it were had a little more body in the front, is I would take these little claw clips. Having trouble showing it to you guys because it's kind of tiny. And I just like to clip up kind of the front and create my own illusion of lift by doing that. And I think this is because of the curls. You could actually put multiple kind of clips up and use multiples and then do it that way. So I think that could be really, really cute. And I do think because this has such a good lace front that I would be doing that kind of a lot. So my impressions of winter, super cute, kind of trendy. Definitely not for the faint of heart. If you feel exposed when you've got kind of wild looking hair, she's pretty wild. Very light. I definitely think this is going to be a great style for summer for sure. And again, if you're a turtleneck or a scarf wearer, and just typical good Estetica quality. So that's winter. Again, she's got some potential for really being amped up. And so I think that's good as far as taming her down goes. I think you can a little bit. I don't think you're going to get real tame out of this one. I just don't. Let me know if you guys have questions. Stick around for the out of the box. And you know what? I might do a video comparison of this with Gabor's Fresh Chic, because I think there's some similarities to the two of these. So stick around for a video of me comparing the two. Thanks for watching, you guys. Hey everyone, okay, I'm outside with this beautiful dynamic color. It's so pretty. Very summery for me as a brunette with these gorgeous highlights. I'm gonna turn and turn so you can get some different lighting views. It's tough because I'm backlit here with the snow. So I don't know that you get the best look because it's trying to adjust for that bright background. So pretty. All right, I'm gonna go out into the sunlight. Look at that. And see how that looks. It's very slippery out here, very icy. So I'm just gonna go slow down these stairs that are covered in snow. Oh, it's windy, but it's gorgeous. It's like 43 degrees out here, and you might think I'm crazy with my short sleeves on, but this is balmy in February. Oh my gosh, it feels amazing. Can't see because the sun's in my eyes, but hopefully you guys can. Look at gorgeous. All right, head back over to the house and do one more. Whew, I made it. One more house shot here. All right, I hope this was helpful getting a glimpse of this color. Just look at those highlights and how they play. All right, thanks for watching, you guys. Okay guys, here is Winter out of the box. I just took the tags off her. Oh, the hooks aren't even in the adjusters. Let me just stick them in so they're not flopping loose. Because right now they're just flopping loose. Okay. So all I've done is take the tag off her. That's all I've done so far. All right, Winter out of the box. Okay, so she definitely has box hair. Yeah, I just want to get her wet, and I want to scrunch her. I want to shake her. I want to kind of wake the fibers up off the cap, because she definitely has some box hair going on. Just flip around here and see the back. Come back, color. I just love how lightweight Winter is. You know, this isn't my first winter. I fried my first winter, which I've already talked about, I'm sure, but yeah, so this is her. This is what she looks like out of the box. And so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take her and I'm going to spray her down. I don't think I'm going to soak her. I don't think I need to really soak her. I think she just needs some spraying. So I'm going to show you guys real quick. So I just take it and I hold it over in my shower, and then I just spray with water. And I just shake it when I'm doing it. And I make sure I really get kind of at the roots, because I really want to wake up those fibers. And I want to get rid of the box hair. It's just water, so I'm not worried about doing any damage Right now I've got my fingers through the wefting and I'm just shaking. And so then when I've got her nice and wet, I'm just going to hold her by the nape and I'm just going to scrunch. I just want to make sure that the curls have a chance to really wake up and come alive. The fibers can wake up and come off the cap. And now I'm just going to hang on my towel rack and we'll see what we've got. Thanks for watching, guys.